Greetings, ladies, gentlemen, and others. I am the Guardian with my friends once again.
The entertainment freak.
I'm not the professor.
Yes, I am. So, this is going to be interesting. It's going to sort of be a two-part podcast where we talk about the same topic for 2 weeks. We will be discussing Disney, which needs about a couple of podcasts to fully talk about, I suppose. So, here we will be just going over the animated world of Disney, and next week we'll be talking about live-action remakes, including The Lion King. So,
It's not a live-action remake unless there's a trend being mauled to death by a lion.
And it's a photorealistic animated movie.
Exactly, so it can't be live-action until someone gets mauled by a lion. Or Pumbaa gets eaten by Nala on set.
you still can't exactly not call it live-action, considering they're making it look as real as possible.
Yeah, like that. Like Entertainment Freaks just said.
It's still
Photorealistic.
It's still just a photorealistic animated movie.
I just want to see some mauling.
There was nothing live in this movie.
I better see Scar eating a meerkat by the end of that thing.
I highly doubt it.
Yeah, I want to see Beyonce eat Seth Rogen.
Oh no, Zazu, you made me lose my lunch.
You're a bird. Yow.
Let's just go ahead and start off with our lives in Disney, which Isara will be joining us for next week's, considering she has interesting thoughts about the live-action remake of Aladdin. But for now, she is otherwise occupied. So, how did you guys... What was your story with Disney, basically?
We were kids.
Kids.
Like, what was the first bit of Disney that you were introduced to?
I don't remember.
You really don't remember the first bit of Disney you were introduced to.
I was
Babies.
like a baby.
Your point?
How am I supposed to remember that?
You don't have any nostalgic memorabilia or VHSs?
I still have a Lion King VHS somewhere.
Then The Lion King is probably one of the first things Disney introduced you
It
to.
could have been that. It could have been Winnie the Pooh. Could have been Mickey Mouse. I don't know what my parents put on when I was a baby.
Here's the thing, I can vividly remember the first thing that one of my parents put in front of me.
You can't remember what you ate for breakfast 2 weeks ago.
Yes, I can. It was toast. Because that was all I had last week. All I had in the house was bread and a toaster. I literally only had toast for breakfast last week. And I ate out the rest of the time.
Never. Our brains weren't even fully developed yet.
Yeah, well, I still put the dots together with context clues because I had a VHS of Peter Pan, Aladdin, The Lion King, all of those, and my grandparents and mom said that pretty sure they got Aladdin before they showed me Lion King or Peter Pan.
All I remember from back then was me trying to not die of heart disease. And I think that's less me remembering that and me knowing that I was trying to not die of heart disease when I was a baby.
One of the things I used to watch when I was that young was Star Trek Next Generation and Tales from the Crypt. The Crypt Keeper was amusing to me.
Jesus.
He's really not that scary.
No, I'm saying Jesus, Tales from the Crypt is a baby? Oh my god.
Apparently, according to my own family, I would wake up out of a sound sleep every time the Crypt Keeper came on, wake up, laugh at him when he did that thing, and then go right back to bed.
I think we've all established here that Tristan is a sick individual.
Yeah, I watched Star Wars when I was a baby. I know that much.
I watched Blue's Clues,
And one of my earliest memories of TV.
and I laughed when Blue
watching
got
this
into
commercial
trouble.
for a video game where the Snuggle Bear was getting shot at by a tank. A Panzer tank. And there's little fluff bits everywhere.
What did they let you watch?
Clearly whatever he wanted.
No, it wasn't really controlled, but those are some of the most memorable things I remember.
Okay, let's continue onward.
Okay, but fine. You want to have my first Disney memory?
Yes, that's what we were talking about.
Okay, fine, Nancy. Dang. I'm guessing it'll have to be either Lion King or maybe Beauty and the Beast.
Well, I know for a fact mine might have been Aladdin.
Mine was probably closer to Pixar with Toy Story. And I watched that I watched the hell out of that VHS when I was a kid.
I think the Disney movie I saw the most at the time during the Disney Renaissance in actual theaters was probably Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Yeah, because you were actually alive for that.
Oh yeah, I remember Hunchback as well.
You see,
I also have a VHS of the sequel. Why do I have a VHS of the sequel?
I was made in 1997, so I had VHSs of Lion King, Hercules, Little Mermaid, Bambi, believe it or not.
You ever tried watching
My
Bambi?
dad loved showing me Snow White. So,
Have you ever tried watching Bambi while eating venison?
no, that sounds terrible.
Next time I'm gonna try and watch Bambi while biting into a juicy steak probably won't have the same effect, will it?
No, not
it
really.
has to be venison.
It has to be venison.
You know what? I'll watch Home on the Range while eating into a nice
Well,
piece of
that's
steak.
easy.
Yeah, that's easily done.
I keep forgetting that Home on the Range is Disney, but it's not talking about those.
Ooh. What about chilled monkey brains while watching Tarzan?
God.
Go Indiana Jones and the Lost
Temple of Doom.
and the Temple of Doom on that one. Thank you.
You almost said Last Crusade or
No,
something.
I almost said Lost Temple.
Lost Temple, wow. Okay. Oh yeah, I remember I also had Mary Poppins, and that was always weird to me.
I still think Mary Poppins is a time lord.
Why wouldn't she
Probably
be?
is.
All right, she travels around. In a
No,
very
I said, why wouldn't she be? I'm not questioning your theory. You've gone over this with us several times by the fact
he's gone
of
over
all
it.
the
He
signs.
hasn't got over with me, and I don't want him to now. We got a lot of movies to talk about.
I'll tell you about it anyway.
Later.
Go right ahead.
Later. We got a lot of movies.
All right,
to
it's
talk
just going to
about.
end on the fact that Julie Andrews does not age.
That is true.
Julie
Julie
Andrews is a beautiful goddess, and she deserves to have the utmost respect.
And Dick Van Dyke just ages like wine.
Meanwhile, the kids aged like milk.
And Mr. Banks just aged to death.
Sour milk.
Ouch.
All right. Now,
Sour milk's already
I think the little boy went homeless.
okay. Now that we got our story with Disney out of the way,
kind of.
sort of, you kind of expect it at this point from us. We actually went over Disney a little bit in the very first podcast when we talked about the Lion King trailer. So next week it's going to come full circle.
We talk about Disney all the time.
We really do. Technically, we're talking about Disney. We're talking about the Marvel movies.
Yeah,
Because Disney owns Marvel.
Yeah.
We try to talk about Godzilla for like 2 minutes. Disney somehow gets brought up. Okay?
Doesn't Disney
we
own
talk
Reptar?
about Looney Tunes. No, Disney does not own Reptar.
Thank goodness.
That's Nickelodeon.
Does Disney own Nick?
No, that's Viacom.
Does Disney own Viacom?
No.
Give it time.
Disney owns the Predator. We
Uh.
could go. We could try talking about Terminator for a minute. We would bring up Disney. I guarantee.
You could probably bring up the Black Plague and bring up Disney.
Yeah.
Black Cauldron.
See?
Damn it!
Damn it!
By the way, on that topic, did you guys like the Black Cauldron and Sword in the Stone?
I never got a chance to see the movies.
I've seen Sword in the Stone once. I liked it. Black Cauldron, I've never watched.
I saw Black Cauldron and it was weird. It was one of those weird experiments with Disney. Like in the times when they had musical numbers and whatnot, it had no songs. The main character was such a wimp and annoying little shit. Before it was cool to be an annoying little shit in a Disney movie.
That's the thing. Those movies, Disney animated films that usually stray away from, usually deviate from that norm, never really do well because it just throws people off. Because that's why Atlantis failed. That's why Treasure Planet failed.
Crap, I forgot Treasure Planet. I added to the
Oh,
list.
Here's my thoughts on Treasure Planet. It's Treasure Island in space. I like Treasure Island.
That was a good movie.
So,
I actually haven't seen it. The only version of that I've seen was Muppet Treasure Island.
That was also going. That's Disney movie too.
no, it's not. That was still under the Jim Henson Company.
Yeah, but it was actually still published underneath this.
Yeah, it technically falls underneath it now, but it wasn't made underneath them.
Yeah, but still, yeah.
Hey, Tristan. Imagine Kermit the Frog beating up Jeff Dunham and his puppets.
You probably could.
I can see Kermit whipping out a knife.
Yeah, whipping out a gun. He's done it with Perfect Cell. Okay.
What has he done to Kermit?
Made him funnier.
Kermit was already great.
He made him funnier. And he South Parked him. Because you remember what South Park did to Mickey? Damn it! Full circling back.
Yeah, I know. It's not like we're talking about Disney in this Disney podcast.
Alright, back to the bright side of Disney. Who remembers positive things about Snow White?
I do. I really like Snow White.
I love the soft animation of it.
I liked Snow White, but then I became immediately disturbed when I realized how old many of the princesses were in these Disney movies. It's like, Snow White is fucking 14.
Yeah. As far as we know, the princes, too.
Oh, trust me, they're never the same age.
Yeah, but alright.
No, I'm
When
pretty
we
sure
watched Snow White, did anyone
No,
think
they're
that the evil witch, the stepmother as the evil witch in her evil witch form,
Yeah.
looked like Mr. Bean?
She kind of did.
And now you really think about it, you'll never get this out of your head. She also looks like Herbert the pervert for Family Guy.
Hey there,
Never
Snow.
gonna get that out of my head now.
Hey there,
See?
Hey there, Snow White. You want a popsicle?
No. That one where Snow White was a boy.
Hey there, Princey. You want a popsicle? Okay, enough of that. Following that was what? Cinderella?
No, first, let's keep talking about Snow White real quick. Like, that whole age thing, it's not something that... Because that's just kind of a fairy tale thing.
Fair.
So it works in that way. It's like, you can't really bring modern-day sensibilities and logic into that kind of stuff, really.
Yeah,
I feel like doing so actually really stifles creativity.
it does.
It also very much just dishonors
That's what my
anything that's come before that was like really like revolutionary or something.
because this is actually something my history teacher already talked about us that always stuck with me. You cannot use present day values and morals on something from the past. You cannot compare the two.
This actually brings up a topic that I will be going into probably more in the future, given I'm going back to college. I have an introduction to filmography class, so I will be learning about the history of filmmaking, basically. So I'll probably have a lot more interesting things to say once I start that class.
That'd be nice. Also, can we also just on that little short note, can we just say screw CalArts?
Yeah.
I'm just going to go ahead and say yes.
Okay. CalArts is literally. Remember the DreamWorks meme that all the characters make the same face and the same pose?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's CalArts.
All right.
The same 4-2 smile with the big eyes.
All right.
Gumball, Steven.
Okay, move on. Move on. Cinderella. I think that came next.
It did.
Not exactly next.
But basically.
There was like I want to say there was a 20-year gap.
No. You're thinking of Sleeping Beauty.
No, what? Because Cinderella was in the 50s.
No, Sleeping Beauty was in the 50s.
They were probably both in the 50s, but Cinderella was definitely in the 50s. In fact, I'm pretty sure Cinderella came out before Sleeping Beauty.
Hold on.
I'm mostly...
Like, the second Disney film was Pinocchio.
Yeah, I'm mostly just trying to remember what were the old ones that were still hand-drawn before coming
it was
into
exactly
the new
1950.
millennium. All right.
It was exactly 1950?
Yeah.
Wow.
I didn't realize it was that spot on.
Not much of a fan of Cinderella in the long run.
No, not really.
Actually, I am. I actually thought she was actually one of the better princesses at the time.
All right.
Go ahead.
Because
I have very basic thoughts on it. I'll just get mine out of the way real quick.
I'm just talking about as in the movie itself is fun enough and is sweet and like she finally gets her happy ending after going for all that crap. But out of all the princesses, before Tiana and Guess Mulan, she's the only one that had any kind of character or some kind of structure to her because she obviously went through so much.
That's true.
That's fair.
And then also, if you really think about it, out of all the movies that had directed DVD or directed video sequels, Cinderella 2 and Cinderella 3 were actually good.
Well, Cinderella 3 was.
I
will not defend Cinderella 2.
2 is good.
But literally, everything else that you had going against it, Cinderella 2 is actually one of the better ones out of everything else.
Yeah, but Cinderella 3 is still better than that.
It's about on par with everything else.
So,
But easily, Cinderella 3,
Yeah,
Easy.
Cinderella 3 is better. I think Cinderella 3 is better than Cinderella.
easily. Especially since there were more stakes involved.
Cinderella as a movie is boring. That's my problem with it. Nothing happens for the most part, and anything that does happen is just a bit too
Well, remember, this is on
bland.
this is the Disney version of it. They weren't able to.
Yeah, they weren't able to do any of that.
Because that would involve chopping off one of the stepsister's toes in order to fit the ship.
yeah, which I'm fighting the urge to talk about, like, the morals that these movies tend to teach us until the very end, because there's, like, a system that we have in place. But we will get to that when we get to, like, Wreck-It Ralph 2. But what Sleeping Beauty came up after this?
Mostly, I believe so. Yeah, just looking at
1959, yeah.
if it just there's like a 9-year difference. You can tell just by the animation.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. Pinocchio came before Cinderella.
Yeah, Pinocchio came way before Cinderella.
I think...
Now that was a dark story.
Oh, Pinocchio. Right.
Yeah, Pinocchio was the second Disney movie.
Pinocchio's terrified me. Still terrifies me.
And it terrified even more once I told you what the real story was like.
Yes.
By Collodi.
Yes, had they been able to see my face, it would have been completely ajar.
Yeah, it was pretty horrifying, folks.
Pinocchio is my second favorite Golden Age Disney movie. Second to Fantasia. There's a lot about the movie that even today still like really works. Just as a movie.
He was still a little bastard.
He was. He knew jack shit.
He was actually worse in the book. Does anyone know
that's,
why?
That's the point.
I know, I'm just saying, but I know one reason why he was worse in the book? I don't think I told you about this part. He crushed Jiminy Cricket.
You told me that.
Oh, we did? Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, remember we did this whole morbid thing at the end of the first podcast.
Which, if you want to go ahead and listen to that, feel free to click around the podcast links. So now we go on to Sleeping Beauty, since we kind of covered Pinocchio really quickly.
We're basically covering all of these really quickly because, like, the Golden Age and Silver Age stuff tends to be the stuff we have the least to talk about.
Actually, we gotta go to Alice in Wonderland next.
Oh.
Yeah, because he didn't put that on the list, but I like Alice in Wonderland.
I'm going to stay quiet about this movie because you both know my reasoning.
Yeah, we both know your reason. We both think that your reasoning's stupid.
What's your reasoning again? I literally forgot.
It was too weird for me.
That's the whole point!
I know.
Alright, anyway, Alice in Wonderland.
I'm gonna make him play American McGee's Alice.
No, you're not.
Ooh. Alice Madness Returns.
No, you're
It's
not.
Wonderland, but it's a horror story.
Like it should have kind of been.
Yes.
Anyway, Alice in Wonderland, still, for some reason, she actually counts on the Disney Princess roster. I don't know why, but she does.
But the movie itself is really fun.
It really is. I mean, honestly, it adapts the first book pretty decently well.
Yeah, fairly well. It's not super amazing in terms of an adaptation, but when it comes to Alice in Wonderland adaptations, what else do we tend to think of?
Well, most people will say the Tim Burton live action.
No.
Save that for next week.
Good point.
No, I'm just saying, no, we don't think of that. Let's be honest here.
The one I do think of the most, I think, is like the prime Alice in Wonderland adaptation for a movie. Is the TV movie done by Hallmark with Tina Majorino as Alice. because they had Whoopi Goldberg as a Cheshire Cat, and Martin Short as the Mad Hatter.
You see, I think of the Good Times version.
It was a good time. Oh no!
Now that I have respectfully kept my mouth shut so as to avoid A, a beating, and B, future hate from these two, what came after Alice in Wonderland?
Sleeping Beauty.
I feel like Maleficent was the best part of this movie for me.
If you compare it to the books, she actually is.
Maleficent, yes. She's the best part of this movie easily, but the rest of the movie's still a lot of fun, and it is really well animated.
It
is a beautiful movie.
The lighting and the way they do the angles of certain scenes, like the spinning wheel part, that is gorgeous to look at.
I never actually got to watch that one all the way through.
Really?
I think I've only ever seen it once. I really liked it, but at the same time, anybody who says it's the best Disney movie, no.
Here's the thing about Sleeping Beauty for
Top
me.
10, maybe. Best?
No. Here's the thing about Sleeping Beauty for me. I saw it only once, but it was such a vivid memory that it stuck with me many years later. I think that's what can be said about a lot of these early films.
That's one that I do mean to go back and rewatch at some point. Because, like, Pinocchio, I've watched that so many times. Peter Pan, I've watched that too many times to count.
Also, can we also bring up the fact that this is actually one of the first animated Disney movies that actually says the word damnation and hell in it?
Yep.
Let the good times roll.
Yep. Wait, Peter Pan was on the list, right?
Yeah.
That came out before Sleeping Beauty.
Right.
I think it's fair that this is not a perfect, accurate timeline of Disney.
It really is
In fact,
not.
I think we should have figured that out when we talked about Pinocchio after
I better start
Cinderella.
looking up Lady and the Tramp then.
So Peter Pan.
I'm pretty sure that was the 60s, but...
So Peter Pan. I love Captain Hook.
Hey guys. What made the red man red?
What made the red man red?
I haven't really pinpointed exactly what...
Oh! Lady and the Tramp predates Sleeping Beauty by 4 years.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll do Lady and the Tramp after Peter Pan. Alright, figure the rest of this out first while we...
figuring this out as we go. We didn't plan this.
Very well.
Yeah, because we gotta talk about Peter Pan because that predates Lady and the Tramp by 2 years.
Okay, so we're still good. We just mostly screwed up with Beauty and with Sleeping Beauty.
Wait. We skipped over Bambi.
Okay. We'll do, Peter Pan. Then
we gotta go back to Bambi.
When did 101 Dalmatians come out?
I forgot about that.
When did Aristocats come out?
Oh man! Sheer chaos! Sheer chaos!
when all these movies came out when we get to the
Don't worry. We used to have roughly 20 years to go before you reach Aristocats.
Oh boy!
Wait, when?
1970.
That came out in 1970. Jeez, that's an ugly movie.
Okay, hold on. We will do an autocorrect.
Wait.
Okay, we have a list.
That we won't follow.
I think.
You can't keep your friend Tristan under control. You can't.
Mom, we just started recording.
Regardless, that was still fun. Funny. All right, pull up the list. What were we doing after? Okay.
Bambi.
Right, Bambi.
The mom dies.
Moving on.
For all.
I don't remember much. I haven't watched Bambi in possibly 20 years.
It's the weirdest thing that a lot of people had such
He's
an
the
emotion.
worst. He's the worst. The Hunter is the worst Disney villain because he's the actual one that actually kills someone.
Well, Scar technically killed someone.
We're not talking about that. We're talking about.
Yes.
We're talking about people, not cat killing cat.
Can I resume, please?
I don't know. Can you?
Yes.
Well, there you go.
So many people had an emotional reaction to this movie, and yet I did not.
You're heartless.
I am heartless.
I never even watched it.
Except I think I was more...
Ever.
Except I knew that it was fake, so I
It
don't
doesn't
know
matter
what
how
went there.
fake something is. Everything that is fiction is fake.
Yeah, I don't know why I didn't have an emotional reaction to that.
It's probably because you were a morbid child.
I didn't have any reaction when Mufasa died.
Neither did
You
I.
morbid child. You morbid child.
Let's see, what other dark, depressing moments were there in Disney? Was that it?
Oh, there's plenty more, but I just don't feel like thinking of them.
We're probably going to figure all of them out as we go through this.
Like I said, Bambi, venison for all, and to all, a good meal.
That hunter's eating good tonight.
You know, unless,
Yeah.
of course, you don't really like venison.
One of the members of that hunter's hunting party was a vegetarian.
We had to eat it anyway.
Yeah.
Chew it down.
Actually, within the last year, a poacher was sentenced to prison, and during his sentence, he has to watch Bambi every day. He was a deer poacher.
Oh,
Huh.
I think it just made his hatred for deer all the more great.
That or it just drove him nuts saying the
that's
same damn thing over and over again.
No, it's because
He's gonna create a deer Columbine. We know it.
no, that's like the opposite of what that movie's gonna end up doing. Because he's the one who kills deer. He already was turning deer into Columbine.
Okay, so what came
What's
after Bambi?
Okay.
We're skipping Dumbo.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought that was obvious.
Adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Toad.
Nope.
Cinderella.
We already talked about Cinderella.
Alice in Wonderland.
Already talked about
Peter
Alice.
Pan.
On to Peter Pan.
Because we barely said anything because we realized that we didn't have a list in order.
Right. On to Peter Pan. I love Captain Hook.
I love the movie.
Yeah. And we finally find out what made the red man red.
Yeah, it was sunburn.
No, he was blushing because he kissed his mother-in-law.
I don't know if that's worse or not.
Neither do I.
We should probably stop him.
Probably.
What?
Is it weird that I was rooting for Captain Hook until I saw the crocodile on screen?
No, because that kid needs some character and needs to actually have something build up to actually be to grow up.
But in Neverland, you don't grow up.
Plus, I'm mentioning that he was a child murderer, so there you go.
No, Captain Hook was a child murderer.
Look, dude,
Peter Pan was a child murderer.
we will get
No, he wasn't very clean either, but he wasn't Captain Hook level.
we will get to deeper meanings later towards the end.
No, that's not even talking about the movie anymore. That's going by the book.
What about the mermaids? Who didn't think the mermaids were hot? The mermaids.
I mean, I didn't really pay attention to them when I was a kid.
Yeah, they were just background characters.
Pretty much.
Also, Tiger Lily was cute back in the day.
I'll give you that.
There's a lot of drowning in this movie. Well, not a drowning attempts.
Yeah, there are.
We weren't just trying to drown her. Yeah, like, that makes it any better, bitch.
Who didn't love Shmee?
Hi, Captain. Hey, walk the plank.
Shmee! Save me! Now, should we wait until later to discuss it, or should we just go over Return to Neverland now? While we're on
Later.
Peter Pan?
I didn't think we were talking about Return to Neverland, and I don't want to talk about Return to Neverland.
I never saw Return to Neverland.
Then we're not going to talk about it since I'm the only one who saw it.
No, I've seen it once in theaters when it came out. I haven't watched it since, and I don't really want to change that.
Yeah, but you don't have anything nice to say about it. I do.
Not really. I don't.
Okay,
So we're just not going to talk about it. Moving on.
All right. The two escapees from PETA, Lady and the Tramp.
Oh.
We are Siamese, if you please.
Take him back to the Chinese buffet.
That's getting a live action remake this year
Why?
on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Oh. Who
Siamese, if you
who has Disney Plus, by the way?
Nobody, because it's not out yet.
if you please.
Go back to the Chinese buffet, cats.
Oh. Oh.
I didn't really like Lady and the Tramp too much.
I'm not a fan of it.
I never saw it.
Really? I never would have figured that. Let's see. After Lady and the Tramp, Sleeping Beauty, we talked about that. 101 Dalmatians.
Oh yeah.
I only saw the live-action adaptation of this, which was done years ago. Which we will talk about that next week, I guess.
I never watched that version. I've only seen the animated version. I saw it when I was waiting for a plane back when I was in 5th grade. Was not a fan.
Yeah, and then that dude was arrested for dog hoarding.
And there's something about those types of Disney movies that never really appealed to me for the most part.
What do you mean, what those kind of Disney movies?
Specific, like the domestic animal ones.
Oh.
Lady and the Tramp,
101
Dalmatians. I definitely don't like the Aristocats.
Alright.
Really?
I sort of get what you're saying. Let's see. I guess that's really all we have to say about it, because, again, it wasn't really that memorable.
Not really.
Well, 101 Dalmatians?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see that one?
Yes, I did. I actually had to take for that.
Okay.
I liked it enough.
It wasn't really that memorable, though.
All because of Cruella de Vil song. That was it.
The only memorable thing about that movie was the fact that later on, that man would get arrested for dog hoarding.
Actually,
why
I don't
is it
think
just
you
Roger
could.
that's getting arrested and not Anita? They're both as guilty.
Yeah, he's gonna get arrested for dog hoarding, and Cruella's gonna get arrested for trying to turn those puppies into fur.
Yeah, like I said, why is Roger just getting arrested? Why not Anita? It was her dog too.
Here's the thing. I don't think either of them would get arrested. They moved to a plantation at the end and they took care of all their dogs. That's not hoarding.
No, I mean if they stayed in the apartment. Again, I don't remember that movie very well. What was
That's
that?
right, they did make...
Yeah, they say at the very end, and it's like, we can't keep all the dogs here. We'll move to a plantation.
That's
Let
right,
them
they
run
did.
free.
That's
That's
right,
actually
they did move
smart
to a
of them.
farm. That's where 101 Dalmatians, the animated series, came from. That's right.
And the
That had an
second movie.
animated series.
Yep.
Oy moi.
Yeah, because the three of them were I think it was Pudge, Lucky, and some little yap and one of the little yappy sisters, voiced by the same woman who voiced Lil in Rugrats.
Ah.
Yeah, that's like
So Sword in the Stone is next.
Beauty and Wonder. Yes,
I don't have a lot of memories of this one.
I never saw it.
It's a pretty good movie.
Probably have to rewatch it.
Had to
Although-
need to watch it.
Although I only remember one specific scene in that movie, and it should have been called Sword in the Anvil.
Well, that's normally how I see the stone that the sword was placed in portrayed. So,
What's after that?
The Jungle Book. Ooh, do I wanna be like
Live
you?
action movie's better.
Bullocks for the bare necessities, the simple bare
I
necessities.
never liked this movie.
Why not?
Oh, come on, Tyler. Just forget about your worries and your strife.
It was annoying.
Yeah, man.
It was annoying.
Ooh, we do.
I
wanna
found
be
the
like
movie
you.
when I was a child to be annoying.
You know, there's one good thing that
I
came out of
watch
the
it
Jungle Book?
now. I still think it's childish and annoying.
But you know, one good thing that did come
It
out
doesn't help that I read the story or the book that this is based off of. Completely bad. It's a very butchered adaptation.
You know, for
which
a fact-
isn't new for Disney, but it kind of bothers me in this one.
But
Because
there's-
this changes the whole, like, Pinocchio still keeps the tone somewhat in terms of how dark it is. This one just completely erases the tone.
You still gotta admit there's at least one thing in the movie you like.
Name it.
Shere Khan.
Yeah, I like Shere Khan, that's it.
There
I
you
even
go.
King Louis.
Even then, I like the live action one more.
All right, but there's one good thing that did come out of this movie though.
What?
Tailspin.
Dun dun
Okay,
dun.
Tailspin's
Tailspin.
pretty
Which is a weird show, since the only characters in the movie that showed up in the series was Blue, Louie, and Shere Khan.
No, I think Bagheera showed up at one point too.
Nope.
Huh. But the show was fun.
Never saw the show. I saw Jungle Book 2, though, which we're not going to talk about that.
All right.
The less said about Jungle Book, the better. Every critique I just gave to the Jungle Book applies doubly so there.
Okay. Next up is the Aristocats.
Dun 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 dun. I love the Aristocats.
So French.
Don't like it. In fact, this is probably one of my least favorite Disney movies.
What about Abraham DeLacy, Giuseppe Casey,
Thomas O'Malley, O'Malley the Alley Cat.
No. I remember watching it a few times as a kid. Didn't like it.
It's okay, Guardian. He's just not on the level.
Right. Because you and I know what level we're on, because everybody wants to be a cat.
The cat's the only cat who knows where it's at.
It feels so much lesser in comparison to stuff that came before it. Even Lady and the Tramp felt like a bigger,
they were French
better
cats that were rich that were
movie.
just trying to get home. This was Homeward Bound, the prototype, and you know it.
Yeah, but I remember all the characters being very annoying.
They are cats.
Even when I was a kid, I found them. I was a cat person as a kid. Even I found them a bit on the too annoying side.
As for me, though, I remember the characters of the Aristocats more so than Lady and the Tramp.
How can you not? There were jazz cats in that movie, man.
Oh, yeah.
Plus, also, who's to say that one of the Siamese cats didn't go over to that movie and start singing?
Fortune cookie always wrong.
They're like, let's see. Dun, 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 dun. And for your fortune cookie always wrong. Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
What is with them and Asians?
I don't know. Disney was never the best when it came to other races.
No, it was not.
What came after Aristocats? Because I think we just got the point across that you and I like it. Tyler's thing with domesticated
Robin Hood.
animals is just as solid.
Robin Hood, Men in Tights. Yes.
No.
We are men in tights.
No, we're not talking about Robin Hood Men in Tights.
That movie's actually better than this.
It is.
Plus, there's one. Plus, the biggest sin of the Robin Hood movie is this.
The fact that it pretty much copied the same animation directly from stuff like The Jungle Book.
Well, aside from that, what I was going to say, it was kind of like one of the things that gave rise to the furry fandom.
The less said about that, the better.
And we know it. We know it.
Again, less said, the better, because you're either going to start a flame war or start a flame war.
You know it.
I have vivid memories of Robin Hood. I was disappointed when my limited edition copy of Robin Hood was stolen in 2014, but that doesn't mean I'm going to go back out and buy it again. I liked it fine as it was, but I always prefer other versions of Robin Hood to it.
So the only one that the only version of Robin Hood I can think of actually better is Men in Tights.
Yeah.
Because every other version of Robin Hood is worse than this movie.
Including the one with Kevin Costner?
Especially.
Yeah, no, I remember what I was thinking about Russell Crowe for a minute. Yeah, definitely that one.
Ooh, you know which version of Robin Hood we should watch?
What?
You say the one with Taron Egerton, I'm going to kill you.
No,
I already saw that version.
I don't even know what you're talking about. I was going to say the one with Patrick Troughton as Robin Hood. Because he didn't want to become the second Doctor.
Oh. No. There's a version of Robin Hood that came out, last year?
Yeah.
Oh,
That
that
came out
one!
last year. And it was basically Batman Begins for Robin Hood.
I actually forgot about that movie's existence.
So did everyone else.
Not me.
You had to bring it up.
Hey, if he wasn't, I would have. After
Every
Robin
version
Hood.
of Robin Hood's better than that version.
Okay. The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh.
Skip it.
Skip it.
Skip it.
Okay,
Not because I don't have thoughts on it, just because
There's so much stuff to talk about there.
things to talk about. We're gonna talk so much about the stuff that came out in the 80s and 90s that we gotta just kind of know which movies to skip.
The Rescuers.
Skipping
Skip
that.
Even the scene with the naked woman in the background?
Especially
Skip it.
skipping that.
I liked it as a kid. Skip it.
Never saw it.
The Fox and the Hound. We're
That
especially
was
crossing
on
to
the
the
list.
80s.
That was on the list, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Never saw it.
I saw
liked
it
it quite
once.
a bit when I was a kid.
It was very difficult for me to get through, considering how dark it might have been. Or at least how dark I thought it was.
We put too many movies on our personal talk about list.
That was a dark book, too.
We're still gonna get through them all, don't worry.
The Black Cauldron.
Skip it.
I haven't. We talked about that earlier.
Yeah, we
Great
did.
Mouse Detective.
Oh, I love that movie.
Great
I
Mouse
never got a chance to watch
Detectives.
it.
Great Mouse Detectives are great.
Yeah, it's Sherlock Holmes as a mouse.
Yeah, that one's actually a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I need to see that. I really want to.
I have it
also-
on
it
DVD. You and I will watch it sometime.
It has
I swear.
Vincent Price is the villain.
As a giant rat.
Radigan.
It's
Radigan.
amazing.
Yeah.
Alright. I don't know how you guys feel about this one, because technically it does count as an animated film. Who Framed Roger
We're
Rabbit?
not talking about
We're not talking
that.
about that one.
In fact, I barely even count that as Disney.
Oliver and Company.
Didn't see.
Remember that movie? Skip it. Not on the list.
Okay, now we've officially crossed into the...
Now we're at the parts where we're gonna just talk about it and every movie endlessly because I know exactly which movie came next.
The Little Mermaid.
Boy, this girl was a dunce.
Yeah, Ariel's stupid. Ariel's really stupid.
Learn to write or use sign language. There's more than one way to tell the prince that you're the girl that saved him.
Can they even write in Atlantica?
That is true. We don't know if they had penmanship.
Wait, they did. Ariel signed a contract.
Oh,
You moron!
it was a magical contract.
Doesn't mean that it
She
magically
had-
gave her the knowledge of how to write.
She didn't know how to make a signature.
She knew how to sign her name.
Wait a minute, that's right. All the other videos before her too should have been able to write.
Yeah, she went to school in Atlantica. She has sisters and a father. That someone would have taught
Somebody
her how
had
to write.
know how to write music.
Sebastian.
This is a dumb girl.
Ariel's stupid.
I'm not sure it was dumber. Her or Snow White for eating an apple from a stranger?
Ariel.
In Snow White's case,
She was just so sweet and innocent and pure.
that she was a pure soul. She didn't outside of the design, which obviously we're genre savvy. We kind of know.
Yeah.
She was being a nice as far as Snow White knew, she was being a nice old woman, offering her an apple.
Yeah,
Good point.
and remember the time that it came out. It was kind of common for people to offer people fruit off the streets.
Especially in fairy tales.
Yeah.
Especially.
Okay, fair enough.
Again, we're genre savvy. We see that design and we're like, don't trust it. But
Yeah, but with Little Mermaid, there is no excuse. Which, by the way, she's 15.
again,
I
we
thought she was 16.
don't bother bringing up the ages.
Still
Fairy
stupid.
tales.
Still stupid.
That she's still an idiot.
Yes.
But you gotta admit, Eric was kind of a badass.
Eric was a badass.
Yes.
Because we might bring this up later, but
That's something we should need to do.
He
We should
might-
have a most badass Disney princess list.
yeah, we'll work on
There's
that.
not too many. This is the problem.
Exactly, because
Number one's the Beast.
yeah, not many of the princes actually did anything aside
Because
from
Simba doesn't count.
I was gonna say maybe like Prince Philip or
who was that?
Sleeping Beauty.
yeah,
Oh.
Sleeping Beauty, or you could say Aladdin because technically he does count.
He does not count.
He doesn't count.
He married into the royal family.
He did not marry within Aladdin itself. He did not.
I'm talking about in Aladdin's continuity. It has to count in continuity.
Look,
We're going
we'll
by
discuss
the
this.
movies.
Guys, we already
Just
have
the
enough to
movies.
talk
I am
about.
talking about just the movies.
I'm
Yeah.
not talking about the stupid animated sequels that came direct to video.
Guys, we already have enough to talk about. We'll do the prince list another time.
Alright.
What came after the Dunce Mermaid?
DuckTales the movie.
But we didn't talk about what we thought of the Dunce Mermaid movie first.
Oh,
I
Under
like
the Sea is annoying.
I hate Under the Sea.
Under the sea, under the sea.
The
Shut
movie is
up.
really good.
Ow!
There'll be no accusation because friendly crustaceans under the sea.
Shut up! I like The Little Mermaid, but Ariel's a dumbass.
Yes, he is.
I didn't actually hit you that time.
Okay, fine. Ow! That like during the shin.
Ow. You hit me in
Stop
the thigh.
fighting
though.
during podcasts. It's not funny when they can't see it.
It's not. Wouldn't be funny if they could see it.
Okay, DuckTales the movie.
Skip it.
Rescuers Down Under.
Skip it.
Beauty and the Beast.
Don't skip it.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Let's talk about this masterpiece.
Okay.
Yeah, one of the absolute best.
You ever realize that Belle was probably that one girl walking down the street in The Hunchback of Notre Dame?
That's because it was set in the same time period.
Okay, so I'm not the only one.
Yeah, that was still France.
I never noticed what you're talking about right now.
What are you talking about?
We'll show them later.
Yeah.
Okay, Beauty and the Beast. I love Gaston as a villain.
No one tried to murder a prince like Gaston.
Yeah. So many things to say about the live-action movie, but next
can I say
week.
one thing about Beauty and the Beast?
What is it?
Every single person in that township are dumbasses.
Everybody in that town's an idiot. Except Belle. Belle is the only smart person.
She's the only person who knows how to read.
No, I'm not talking about this one. I'm not talking about that. I also count Belle in this one because the one major thing about that movie, the whole setup.
Stockholm Syndrome?
No.
Stockholm Syndrome.
There's no Stockholm Syndrome in this movie.
How the hell does someone not notice that the entire monarchy just disappears for 6 years?
I don't know. He wasn't that good of a prince. Maybe they didn't give a shit.
He was 11!
No, I have had this question for years.
I mean, there's a castle not too far off. They know where the castle is. They know what's in it. How come no one wanted to ask questions?
Nobody went to figure out what happened to our mom.
Maybe the spell that the enchantress put on the boy affected the town as well.
That was never specified.
It didn't have to be specified.
It kind of did, especially since if the same spell managed to affect everyone else inside the castle, you could have basically probably put into a legend about that the township being affected for over those 6 years.
Still, though.
Also,
if it's not in the movie, it's not canon.
Also, can we say screw that bitch of an enchantress?
Yeah, I know, right?
He was an 11-year-old boy answering the door. I'm pretty sure someone told him not to let strangers into your house.
Yeah.
Pretty sure someone would have told him to have proper manners, even if it's to someone you don't
He's
know.
an 11-year-old prince. You really think he actually had manners?
I'm pretty sure that the king and the queen would have shoved it down his throat, just like Finding Nemo was
Here's
forced
the better
down
part.
ours.
If there's so many servants, how come none of them answer the door?
Yeah,
That's the better question.
That's a great question.
That is the better
Who's
question.
the doorman?
Literally, you had Cogsworth, you had Lumiere, you had anyone.
I feel like Lumiere would have been the person to answer the door.
So,
This movie has plot holes out the wazoo
those
in the
aren't
first
plot-
5 minutes.
Those aren't plot holes.
They're
That's
questions.
just us nitpicking.
that's not even a plot. It's just more like a grievous oversight.
They have oversights out the wazoo in the first 5
No,
minutes.
that's not an oversight either, because that would completely ruin the story if you did that.
Okay,
No, again, that's not plot hole or oversight. That's just us nitpicking
I know.
setup.
I love this movie. I will never have a bad thing to say about this movie. But seriously, middle of the night, that little boy should have been in bed, and there should have been a servant awake to be able to actually answer the door. The end.
Welcome to my left. Welcome to my right. Okay, what came after Beauty and the Beast?
Aladdin.
Yeah.
Aladdin. Probably one of my favorite Disney movies. If not my number one favorite.
It was in my top 5, but it got kicked out by another movie within recent years.
Oh yeah, another thing. Up until then, I know we keep bringing age into it, but Belle was the oldest princess at the time.
Yeah.
At 17.
Can we stop bringing age into this now?
No, we
No.
They're
won't.
fairy tales.
Jasmine is 15 in
They're
this.
fairy
And Aladdin is 18.
It's Arabia.
Yes, he is.
Oh yeah, that's another thing that pisses me off about this. I know they were trying to just how the diversity thing,
Yeah.
but literally, they literally turned a Chinese fairy tale into a Middle Eastern tale. Because on 101 Arabian Tales, well, the 1001 Arabian Tales were Chinese, dude.
Riff Raff Street Rat. Would you buy that?
Yes.
You'd buy a street rat?
If the price is right. It's kind of like buying hookers. You don't need them to have sex. You just have them build anything. Like you said, you can get a hooker off the street and you have them build a fence for you.
Hey Aladdin, build a fence for me. Also, You notice that the relationship that was built between Aladdin and Jasmine was probably the most organic one so far.
Belle and the Beast.
Second most organic, then.
Yeah, because it's still kind of a 3-day romance in Aladdin.
Wait a minute, didn't Ariel and Eric have a 3-day romance, but she was just too stupid to know how to write stuff down to him?
Yeah, it was
Yes.
literally 3 days to get him to kiss her.
And he failed in that regard.
Yeah, she failed.
Yeah, by like seconds.
If Triton... No, she failed completely. Triton came and took her place.
Yeah, but she was like seconds away from an actual kiss, and then the sun went down. You know what? Back to Aladdin.
Yeah.
I love the genie.
How can you not?
Here's my question, though. What would your 3 wishes be? I know what mine would be. My first wish would be to have him give me phenomenal cosmic powers. And the second wish would be to set him free.
I don't know what my first 2 wishes would be. My first wish would be 3 extra genies. Because you said there was nothing about the rules about wishing for extra genies.
That's true. I can't believe it. I'm losing to a rug.
Because here's the thing that Aladdin didn't have to do. He didn't have to make himself a fabulous wealthy prince. Well, he could if he wanted to. He couldn't make people fall in love with him. But if he wanted to, he could just make...
He also couldn't bring people back from the dead. It's not a pretty picture. He doesn't like doing it.
Because the thing is, if Aladdin was wanted and was actually a jackass and smart about it, he could just make Jasmine fall in lust with him.
Here's the thing. He's actually a
I don't
bit
think
smarter
that's
in the
allowed either.
He's actually a bit smarter in the live action version, but we'll get to that next week.
Yeah, stop bringing up the live action stuff.
It's
seriously,
hard.
Like I say, he could wish for money. He could make he could wish for Jasmine fall in lust with him, and then he could just wish for 3 more genies so that we can still have wishes afterwards.
Still, it's amusing. It's amusing that what followed afterwards, despite the fact that Genie was free, he still came back and ended up being like Aladdin's wingman.
I said Sheen's the best wingman.
Yeah, he is.
The only thing he didn't do was just start singing Tom Jones.
Still, Jafar still might be my favorite Disney villain too.
And no. But
Not for you.
Jafar is okay, but he just pisses me off.
I think he's supposed to.
Also, he was in love with Jasmine. He was Disney's first pedophile.
What's next? I think that's a good way to leave off Aladdin.
again, though, stop bringing age into it.
She's
No.
still a teenager.
She
That's
is.
not bringing age into it. That's just bringing,
Science.
Yeah, he's the bad guy.
doesn't make anything better. Nightmare Before
That's
Christmas.
the point. It's a fact.
Skip it.
We're not talking about. That's barely even Disney.
Hey, look, Hamlet with big cats.
Oh, the Lion
You mean-
King.
Yeah, let's talk about Kimba the White Lion.
Yeah.
So Kimba the Light Lion. Wine.
Light
Light
wine.
wine?
The light wine.
Oh, I just want to
Let's drink some light wine.
I just want to bring up about Robin Williams. He was only paid like $97,000 for his role as a genie, but because he didn't expect the movie actually to do too well. And so Walt Disney Studios actually gave him an original, it was either original Picasso or original Van Gogh as extra payment for his role.
Cool.
Yeah, the movie was also essentially written with him in mind.
Well, yeah, Robin Williams.
They wouldn't have made it without him.
But can you just imagine they still hired Robin Williams even though he actually got cast as Jack Torrance in The Shining, like originally wanted to. Because you want to know why they didn't do it?
Why?
Robin Williams was too scary for Jack to be Jack Torrance.
Well, have you seen 1 hour photo?
I have not.
Probably. It really is too scary.
I'll need to watch that later. But anyway, Hamlet with big cats.
Yo, Phoebe, right? Yo,
Long live the king.
Kimba!
Okay, so we acknowledge that this movie is basically a ripoff.
yep,
Yes, it's still probably my favorite Disney movie.
definitely one of them.
So,
Right.
raise your hand if you love Scar.
They
We're
can't
all-
see us.
we're all
raising
ra-
our hand.
That was mostly an answer to the audience as well, because they know for a fact that they love Scar.
We can't see you raising
You
your hand.
still the best irony of the movie is I just can't wait to be king.
You mean, oh, I just can't wait till Dad dies.
Be careful what you wish for, kids.
Long live the king.
You think that? Did you think? What if that happened because Genie would just want to troll a cat?
I don't know. Maybe,
You can't bring people back from the dead.
doesn't mean you can't kill them. Yeah.
No, he did say you can't. That he's not.
Oh wait, no, that's right. One of the first things, I can't kill anybody. So don't ask.
What if you just just managed to actually just set the things in motion for the
Subliminal
Groove Over machine?
messaging? Subliminal messaging?
No, you just put things in place so it can happen.
Nah, I don't think Genie's that malicious. He's not you.
Now the circle of life would have taken
Am I?
its part.
Ow! Am I wrong?
That's the whole point of the movie: is the circle of life.
And the circle of death.
It's a part of the circle of life.
The circle of knife.
Once again, the genie is not you.
Shut up!
Am I wrong? You know for a fact that he would do that if he had phenomenal cosmic powers. But at least now he doesn't have itty bitty live in space.
Alright, anyway, back to the big cat.
Yeah. Scar actually did something with his title as king.
Yeah, made things worse.
Hey, he brought the hyenas and alliance together for the first time in who knows how many lineups of kings.
And it completely ruined everything.
He still did something.
Yeah.
If you do
So you
something
think-
and it makes things worse, that's worse than not doing anything.
Socialism! He was already red!
Oh yeah.
Oh, God.
What made the big cat red?
Socialism.
I think he's more brown.
But he's trying to be contrasting red. Because he said he was going to try to bring, prosperity to everyone, and everyone just wanted starving.
I mean, this movie is basically.
And remember,
It's still
remember
a
when
good
he was
movie.
rallied the hyenas, they basically became the Third Reich.
Yeah.
Quite literally.
Nazi, nationalist, socialist. Nationalists for Pride Rock, socialists for trying to spread everything out for them.
After all, they were grateful that they'd soon be connected to a king who would be long time adored. Except for the fact that he was adored for about a few years. However long it took Simba to grow up.
I just
And he
realized.
wasn't even adored.
No, he was
He was hated.
Even
the hyenas came to hate him.
I just I just brought some bad memories up to my head. Just of what?
the fact that
Can you just imagine Simba saying, "That's a lot of fish."
I was about to mention that how Matthew Broderick managed to be both in something I loved as a child and something I absolutely despised.
What about 2 movies he despised? Because he was Inspector Gadget.
I never really cared about Inspector Gadget when I was a kid.
Alright, anyway. Do you keep going about Lion King or you want to go to the next one?
I felt like
Well, we're
there
gonna be
was
talking about Lion King a lot next week.
Yeah.
Alright.
So I'll bring up
Goofy movie.
skip it.
Skip.
What? So we're saying is you don't see eye to eye?
Skip it.
Skip it.
Your favorite movie, Tyler? We got Pocahontas.
Pocahontas was on the list.
Yes, it was. Did you ever hear the wolf?
Did you ever hear the wolf cry to the blue corn moon?
Or ask the dog from Duck Hunt why he grinned?
It was.
Yeah, you sing with all the
I thought it was something Bobcat.
of the mountains.
He's singing a parody version.
Oh.
You paint of all colors, space and time.
Why would the movie Pocahontas sing about Duck Hunt Dog?
You sing of all the dwarf forest of the mountains. King paint with all the colors of space and jam.
Well, you have to admit, sometimes it's hard to understand what he's saying.
Yeah.
I watched Pocahontas. I kind of found certain elements of it boring.
So Pocahontas is terrible.
Because they're savages? Savages?
It's
Barely even human?
Really bad movie.
So we should sound the drums of war.
Can we stop quoting the songs?
Never. We're talking Disney. We are not going to stop referencing the songs.
I love these soundtracks!
Pocahontas is not one I continuously go back to for the songs. Outside of Colors of the Wind. That's the only one that I think is worth going back to.
Okay, but which one was funnier though? Miko or Percy?
They're both savages. Savages.
Definitely not even human.
Okay, I think we've gone and made our points on Pocahontas.
No, really? You guys just quoted the songs.
It's fine for what it is, but it's still not very good.
It's not even fine for what it is. It sucks.
And plus, remember, it was before Mel Gibson started saying derogatory terms about brown people.
Everybody in this movie's bland.
Even the bird, the raccoon, the dog?
Yes.
Especially the bird, the raccoon, and the dog.
Why would they make
And the tree!
trees talk?
Because she was on that...
Animals.
This is going to sound really bad, but she was on that good peace pipe.
So, what came after Pocahontas?
Hunchback.
You got a friend in me.
We're not
got
talking
on
about
my Toy Story.
James the Giant Peach?
No.
No, animated.
It was
Fully
animated.
It was also live action.
Blah, blah, blah. Hunchback Notre Dame.
Yeah, Hunchback.
Love this movie.
Go Notre Dame!
Hunchback's the thing that keeps Hunchback from being my favorite.
Is the gargoyle.
Gargoyles. I hate the gargoyles.
Why did they make them... Why didn't they just make them part of his imagination?
Exactly.
Pour the line in. Cut the cheese.
Okay, except for the gargoyles, this movie is hot. Like, hellfire, dark fire. Esmeralda was hot, though.
Yes, she was. Wow.
Achilles, sit.
Oh, bad
You
boy.
see, everything about this movie is gold, except those gargoyles.
Yeah, because they're made of stone. The pun train is alive on this one.
Am I allowed to make my points?
Go ahead.
You guys completely derailed my train of thought. You guys keep doing that.
We're sorry. Go ahead.
You derailed my train of thought. Don't worry, I'm gonna talk a bunch of shit about the next movie.
Let's see. You were talking about everything in the movie gold except the gargoyles.
Yeah. And then we brought up the fact that they were made of stone.
Yeah. Go on.
So go right
They
ahead.
ruined the tone completely. Now I get comic relief, but there's comic relief, and then there's just stupidity.
Again, bringing up what he mentioned earlier about cutting the cheese.
Yeah, like Jason Alexander in this movie's terrible.
Plus, come on. Hunchback Notre Dame was like easily one of the darkest books you ever adapt for a Disney movie. I'm pretty sure it was they added the gargoyles there because they were so cheesy and so stupid
Yeah, but
that it just kind of made everything a little lighter for the kids. Because remember, at the end of that book, everyone dies,
Yeah, but they
and
did it.
Quasimodo was a retard.
They
Yeah, but they
already
did it in the worst way.
No, they already changed a lot of the story to fit it anyway. You don't need the gargoyles.
But remember the
In
Disney.
fact, again, you don't. This is my thing, my problem, because as I like Timon and Pumbaa, they're my favorite comic relief.
But not mention the fact that those guys are Rosencrantz and Guildenstern.
Let him talk.
There are some movies where comic relief kills it. This, again, I love Hunchback regardless, but it is those gargoyles completely that ruin any chance of this being a fantastic movie.
Also, you did just bring up another point for me that I just remembered. During the part where they set up the traps on Notre Dame, if the gargoyles are a part of Quasimodo's imagination,
They're not! That's
They're not.
the problem!
right. He's right.
Can we also acknowledge that this is, I think, the first movie to bring in the Christian God at this point?
Fantasia, technically.
Which I didn't see Fantasia, so for me,
That
this
on
was
Ball
the first
Mountain.
Like, that's part of Fantasia.
Yeah, I haven't seen it, so for me, this was the first introduction to
But
that.
it's basically just outright opaque, transparent with Judeo-Christian everything.
And that Frollo is pretty much a freaking awesome villain.
Frodo's
Yes.
my favorite Disney villain.
Yes.
Yeah. He's got a pair of pipes on him, too.
Oh, yeah. And who was that playing Frollo?
I don't.
He's on the tip of my tongue. I hear him in a lot of stuff.
Yeah, which he was actually the narrator of a bedtime story in the Treasure Planet movie. Does anyone else find that a bit disturbing?
Not really.
All right then. What's after Hunchback? Did we make our good pieces with that?
He's not looking forward to what's coming up next.
Oh, is Hercules next?
Yes, Hercules is next.
So who put the Glad in Gladiator?
Hercules.
Definitely not this movie.
Yeah, this got none of the mythology right.
It was
No,
weird.
that is not even my only problem. My biggest problem with this movie is that nothing meshes. Like, you want to do ancient Greece, but we're going to do that whole Aladdin thing and make it Vegas. They were somehow able to make that work with Aladdin. It does not work here at all. And I can't remember what artist's style they used, but that definitely just does not work.
I remember what I was to say about Hunchback of Notre Dame, why the gargoyles are there. Remember the Disney formula. Why is cracking anything that's not really supposed to naturally talk in real life?
So, for the Hercules movie, it was Phil.
Not really.
Because satyrs don't... Satyrs?
Satyrs
Archaeal
are mythology talk.
Anything, the wisecracking one will be Pegasus.
No, even then he didn't talk.
Yeah, he did.
Although, this mention they did a live action Hercules, and it's just Dan DeVito in a pair of underpants.
I would pay to see that.
I mean, I
'Cause-
still had more to say.
I'm sorry, go on.
So yeah, art style does not work. The whole Vegas aesthetic does not work. The gospel music definitely does not work.
I was actually about to bring that up, like, out of all the movies...
None of the music in this movie is good.
He hates all the music. in
I
the movie.
hate every song in this movie.
You literally hate everything in this
Yeah.
movie except James
There's
Woods.
one good thing in this movie. It is the best thing in this movie. It's one of the best things in Disney, period. That is James Woods as Hades.
Hi, I'm Hades, Dark Lord today. Hi.
Everything else is terrible.
I know, I like the art style, to be honest.
I still hate that they got certain elements of the mythology wrong, but
No.
I kind of expected them to do
You
that.
remember when I was talking about which Jungle Book, about taking the tone of the original story and just wiping it away?
Yeah.
This is the epitome of that. This is not something you make for kids. It's like, I get changing something, but it's when you take the tone away that really starts to bother me. And the Heracles story is so dark and demented.
Yeah, he did go, because his picture of Mother Hera
Yeah.
made him go crazy, killed Meg and his kids, and then he actually hid away as a maid for a year.
Where in this movie they make Hera a doting mother.
Yeah.
And they make Hades the bad guy because... Underworld, he's the devil. Make him the bad guy.
I'm Hades!
Again, I love James Woods as Hades.
And I love James Woods as Owlman.
He's perfect.
I guess James Woods.
But I'm so sick of them just taking Hades and making him the bad guy.
Everyone does that. Even
He's-
God of War did
Percy
He's
Jackson
neutral.
didn't do that.
Talking about the book or the movies?
Books.
Good.
Why would I ever talk about the movies?
Review?
Don't ever want to talk about those movies. Never bring them up again.
Not gonna happen. Now, what was I saying?
No, do you want to know what the best part about the Hercules movie is, other than James Woods?
Phil?
No, definitely not.
The
And
fact
the-
that the Nemean lion might have been Scar?
No, because that's just a Disney Easter egg they do in everything. No, playing through this world countless times in Kingdom Hearts is way better than watching this movie.
Oh, now I remember
Especially
what...
Kingdom Hearts 3.
Now I remember what I was saying. The Dwayne Johnson Hercules movie is better than this. I may like this movie, but it is easily worse.
You know-
So many people say that this is a classic Disney movie. Absolutely not.
Go watch the Dwayne Johnson Hercules movie.
Go
That's
watch
actually got elements of it.
My thing is, one thing I do think I like about Hercules was the animated series, which actually did better sticking with the actual mythologies than the actual movie did.
Doesn't mean the fact that they changed the fact that Hades was the bad guy,
Yeah, but at least it's James Woods still.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But the thing is, Hades is so, good portion of the time, Hades is just so inconsequential because there's actually so much others that are actually used for it.
All right. What's
Especially on the crossover episode of Aladdin.
Oh yeah, Hercules and the Arabian Night. Watched that episode 3 times. Love it. What's after Hercules?
Call out for egg rolls!
What?
What?
Mulan.
Oh,
Oh.
I like Mulan.
Mulan's really good.
I love Mulan.
Eddie Murphy's not at his most annoying here,
Mushu's not going to be in the remake.
which we will discuss all of that next week.
I love Mulan. I really do.
Yeah.
I love me some Mulan.
At least Fa Mulan was made a man.
I made a man out of her.
Yeah,
You know, let's just stop talking.
that's pretty much it.
Bug's Life?
No.
We're not talking about Pixar.
Doug's first movie.
No.
Tarzan!
Yes. I love this movie. I love Tarzan.
I like it.
I love the legend of Tarzan that spawned as a result of this movie.
I want to see a live-action Tarzan with Phil Collins playing Tarzan.
What do you mean by that?
The animated series.
Okay, because Tarzan himself is definitely not made just for this movie. He's a product of Edgar Rice Burroughs.
I know. My grandfather actually has 2-hour-long black and white films of Tarzan from like back in, I don't know, I want to say the 50s.
They
He was
changed
a
lot of
book
stuff in the
character
book,
first.
but
I know, but they were adapted from the books.
Alright. What I say? I still want to see Phil Collins just getting, like, a speedo and just start swinging around a forest.
I want to see Phil Collins get shot to the moon.
You don't like Phil Collins, do you?
No, I don't like Phil Collins.
I like Phil Collins.
I like Phil Collins.
All right.
Alright.
Ooh,
Well, how do you
wait.
feel about Peter Gabriel? I'm just asking.
I don't know.
How do you feel about Clayton?
He's a dick.
He is a dick.
He's a pretty unmemorable villain.
I remember him fine.
I remember his boss fight in Kingdom Hearts 1 because it gave me trouble when I was a kid.
Yes.
That's about it.
You know what I remember most about Clayton? His mustache.
Cool.
I remember how he died.
Yeah.
I do.
That was morbid.
Yep.
Gorillas! Gorillas! I'm gonna
Yes.
watch that movie later.
That's a good I like it.
I like that movie too. By the way, the Oobadoo Dabada Doobadoo song, way better than Under the Sea.
Well, duh.
Because Under the Sea is terrible.
I thought it was the last role that anyone actually liked Rosie O'Donnell in.
Really? I thought she was in Theodore Rex.
That was Whoopi Goldberg.
That's
Oh.
also horrible.
And it said Rosie O'Donnell because remember she was Turk.
I'm sorry, why do I keep mixing those two up?
I don't know.
They're like different races.
And sizes.
After Tarzan, what we got?
Alright, you said no Pixar, right?
Right.
No Pixar.
Tigger movie?
No.
Skip it.
That was
Dinosaur.
direct to video anyway. Yeah, I was thinking about including Dinosaur, but then decided not to because I haven't watched it in years.
I barely remember that movie, so
Ugh.
skip it.
I don't know. I remember my brother loved it, and then he rewatched it a few years ago, and he was like, "Wow, I was wrong."
All right.
Emperor's New Groove.
I like this movie.
I love this
It's
movie.
a fun comedy, but not much else.
I don't
Yeah.
think you really need to be much else.
I think the most memorable thing might have been Yzma and Kronk.
Right.
How did we get back here first?
Well,
You got me. By any accounts, it doesn't make sense.
Anyway, back to business.
Yeah, Patrick Warburton is always a treasure.
Yeah, and we miss you, Earth Kid. We seriously miss you.
She's, oh, yeah.
She died back in like Christmas in 2009.
Oh.
And at the end of the day, I had the VHS for this. I still popped in Toy Story more.
I still have the DVD of this.
So do I.
I should pop that in sometime soon.
Yeah, and you know what else resulted of this? aside from Kronk's New Groove, and The Emperor's New School.
Yeah.
Great
That
little
was
spinoff.
okay.
Yeah.
They canceled the show because she passed away, because she was actually doing so bad with her health.
They actually finished it.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, there was a finale and everything.
Principal Amity.
Nope.
What do you think? Principal Amity. That was.
Oh, I thought that was the next movie you were reading off of.
No.
Yeah. It's Kronk, you idiot. It's me. Yzma!
Oh, there you are.
Okay. Yeah.
Recess. School's out.
No.
No.
Oh. Atlantis: The Lost Empire.
Yes.
I freaking love this movie. It's actually one of the few movies by Joss Whedon I actually do like.
What about Toy Story 1?
Technically, he just did a screenplay for it.
Still counts.
Yeah.
That's all he technically did for Atlantis, too.
I like Atlantis as well. I need to find a DVD copy of it so I can rewatch it because I
It's
only
okay.
have the VHS.
I think this movie's okay.
I absolutely love this movie, especially the art style, because that was Mike Mignola for art direction.
Yes.
I like the art style.
It's pretty unique.
I have problems with the writing.
Yeah. What about
Remember, it's still Joss Whedon.
what about Mar-
I like most of Joss Whedon's stuff, though.
what
I don't
about
like any of his recent stuff.
what about Marty McFly himself as
Milo?
yeah.
The only one who counted as Disney Prince, but he can't count because he went straight to being a king. Prince Aladdin,
Oh yeah.
Prince Adam, Prince Eric, King Milo.
Simba.
Oh yeah, Simba.
Still count as a prince first.
Yeah, but then he became king.
Then he became an outcast, then immediately became a king.
Yeah, but he's a banished prince. Fled prince.
Still became king at the end.
And then he married his cousin.
That's how lions work.
Yeah.
I know. Eat furry kids.
All right. I don't think there's much else to be said.
Actually, I also love the fact that because of Atlantis, they actually had the guy, the actual linguist, actually create the Atlantean language. It's the same guy who also did the Elvish script and Klingon for Star Trek. Also, he read Dothraki for Game of Thrones.
Cool.
Because Atlantean is an actual language you can actually learn.
I believe it. Yeah,
So
because
it's Klingon.
it's connected.
No.
It's connected via what? French?
It's actually connected between several different languages.
Parlez-vous français? Oui, monsieur. Oh, they're speaking my language. Come closer, mademoiselle.
Oh, I like her. Okay.
We will not stop making references.
Now, the only thing I still want to talk about this movie.
What?
The thing is, it wasn't for the the movie going public and like how they're so cute, accustomed to like Disney singing and all that other stuff. Kind of like why Treasure Planet didn't do so well.
Right.
It's because of them, that movie going audience, because they want to try something new, more a little sci-fi in their stuff instead of like something wisecracking, like the norm. They want to do something a bit more serious. If this movie actually did well, we would have actually gotten the Atlantis animated series.
Yeah, which you actually mentioned in the car that this is kind of an underground.
Yeah, this is getting a bit of a resurgence in recent years. Like, this is considered an underrated classic by a lot of people now. I don't count myself among them. I think the movie's okay.
I do honestly count myself among them, especially since the fact like we all know Miles' Return wasn't a good movie because there's just the first 3 episodes they made just strung together.
I mean, it's just
Quite
it's
literally.
just another stupid Disney sequel.
Right. It was actually 3 or 4 episodes actually strung together in order to make a movie because they actually had that much plan at the time.
Yeah.
Because there was actually going to be like a full maybe hour and a half long special made for the movie, actually made for Atlantis, that would actually explain how the flood actually got started and sunk the city. It was actually even had some origin points for the past kings of Atlantis.
It's basically what they did with Tarzan and Jane too. But anyway, after Atlantis, what do we have?
Treasure Planet?
Lilo and Stitch.
Talk about this?
I mean, I know you guys are a fan. I'm the one person in the world who's not a fan of Lilo and Stitch.
Oh, the bar?
I'm not a big fan of the Hawaiian setting, honestly. Like, I love underwater aquatica stuff. I don't like tropical settings. It's weird. With an exception of a movie that we're going to be talking about later.
So
Something
welcome.
about this.
I think it's also the modern day thing.
The thing, it fits well for it though. It works for what it was going for.
I mean, I guess.
Especially the fact, like, I'm pretty sure I'm the only one who actually read the actual comic strips before they even made a movie.
Probably.
Still, I think my favorite thing to come out of this movie was all the trailers of Stitch crashing through the other Disney movies.
Oh, I love those.
No, that was my favorite part, was the trailers.
Yeah, those
Like,
shit.
he ruined Ariel's singing number, and she threw a sea star at her.
Yeah, and he took Jasmine for a spaceship craft in the middle of the magic carpet ride for Aladdin.
Or how about them? They're dancing the ballroom, Beauty and the Beast, and he was so heavy, he actually brought the chandelier down, and Beast actually like, body check Bellner and save her.
Yeah.
And then she couldn't do it, so she just went back to her room and just killed the mood.
Yeah, and it's like, go get your own movie. Which he got his own movie, he got a sequel, he got a spin-off movie, which led into a TV show, and a finale movie to said TV show.
And a prequel video game.
Oh yeah, we played that.
Yeah, not in that order.
Yeah, not in that order.
Because a lot of
He
stuff.
was also in Kingdom Hearts.
Because also, like, some stuff, like, I remember, like, before the cartoon, like, retcon some stuff out of the comic strips. 625 used to be green and beady-eyed.
Huh.
And fat.
Well.
And you actually got to see Stitch actually do the strips that Jumba actually talked about when he said he would, destroy property, burn bridges, and steal everyone's left shoe.
Yeah.
He actually did that in that one story.
Why the left shoe?
I don't know.
Regardless, you and I like Lilo and Stitch. You're not a
And
big
did you know
fan of
that,
it.
Again, for me, it just doesn't mesh.
And aside from Pudge, she also had a lobster.
Yeah, well, the one thing we can all agree on is while we might not see eye to eye with this movie, we can still agree that Stitch is cute and fluffy!
Oh,
Oh, double Blitzknack.
Treasure Planet.
Here we go.
Underrated classic in my opinion.
I haven't watched Treasure Planet.
I haven't watched it. I
I
haven't watched
know.
it either.
I haven't watched it, and I know for a fact I can recite the plot to it because it's Treasure Island in space.
I've only seen another version of Treasure Island, but I have seen El Nej's review of Treasure Planet, and it makes me want to watch it more.
I finally got to see it like a few years ago. I hate myself for taking so long to actually watch it.
Yeah, I love the story of Treasure Island. I really love that story.
So do I.
So I am going to, and I love space operas. So I imagine I'm probably going to love it. I just haven't been able to watch it yet.
I'm surprised Tristan likes it as much, considering there's furries in this too.
But they were aliens, so that was understandable.
All right.
I mean, like, with Robin Hood, they were literally just anthropomorphic animals. In this one, I can get it. They're aliens. They're humanoid aliens. They're humanoid animalistic aliens. I know it's not much of a difference, but it just feels better for me.
Yeah, we're a bit more used to like Star Trek and stuff.
Pretty much.
Which,
So-
by the way, is there anything else with this? Because you and I still need to watch it.
Yeah, I still haven't watched it.
So,
Again, I could probably recite the
still
plot
have
to you. It's just Treasure
I do
Island.
have a Treasure Planet racing game, which I never got to work. But when I actually did get to boot up a bit, it played well.
all
Is
right.
this your favorite version of Treasure Island?
Honestly, I never had much more experience with Treasure Island except for this one, Muppet Treasure Island, and the old Family Home Entertainment VHS tape of Treasure Island.
Yeah, I'd say my favorite version of Treasure Island currently is Muppet Treasure Island.
Yeah.
That's the
my
one that
timbers,
introduced-
Shiver my soul.
Yo
I watched
ho
that.
hee ho.
I watched that so many times as a child,
It was good.
especially after surgery.
All right, so we'll just add this to the list, and
Jungle Book 2.
no,
Pickle's
No.
Big Movie.
No,
Brother Bear.
no.
I forgot about this,
I
but
don't
no,
want to talk about it.
Teacher's Pet. I wanna be a boy.
no.
It's just
No.
he's so over just being Rover. Home on the Range.
No?
Let's talk about this while we have steak around us. So move on.
It's a bad movie.
Who's Heffalump movie?
I love that movie, but no,
Valiant.
no.
I forgot that existed.
So
I
did
think that just.
Until you just said it.
I think it just goes to
And
show
now
how
it's-
memorable that is.
Coming back to I never watched it, but now it's somehow coming back to me.
Move on.
Chicken Little.
Oh yeah.
I don't want
Thanks
to
for
talk-
reminding me about that
I
movie.
don't want to talk about Chicken
Bambi
Little
too?
at all.
No.
Meet the
It wasn't
Robinsons.
even
Oh, I love Meet the Robinsons.
I don't.
You just need to keep moving forward.
Keep moving forward. Keep moving forward.
Adam West as a superhero piece of delivery guy.
Yeah, and they fought with meatballs.
Even when I was younger, I felt like this movie didn't quite know what it was trying to do with itself. Like, there is so much stuff in this movie that's just there.
But I enjoyed it, though. I think that's because of the reason why I enjoyed it so much.
I did too.
I think it's supposed to be like a testament to the imagination and just like, no, and just keep moving forward. You think you're doomed to failure, just keep moving forward and you will eventually find some kind of success.
Yeah, and
Yeah, but the movie also tries to have a semblance of a plot.
Yeah, and
it doesn't work.
It's weird how expensive this movie is, too.
I know, right?
I still don't have a physical copy of it.
Let's see.
What you got?
Tinkerbell.
No.
No.
Bolts.
I don't know.
Skipping Bolts, I have decent thoughts about it.
Tinkerbell and the Lost Treasure.
No.
None of the Tinkerbell movies.
A Christmas Carol.
No.
Princess and the Frog.
Yes, there we go. Keith David. I think that's
He's
his
in
name.
everything. Yeah, that's Keith David.
And he's great.
I know. He's a secondary Samuel L. Jackson,
Practically.
but way cooler.
Yeah, because you can bet that he's got friends on the other side.
He got plenty. Yeah, got friends on the other side.
Was that a parody, or did you just forget the song?
I ain't never saw it.
Oh. It's worth it.
You know, he would have been an awesome boss fight in Kingdom Hearts.
Oh, they're not going to put Princess and the Frog in Kingdom Hearts.
Because they don't want black people in it, that's why.
No, it's because it's a little bit too domestic.
Man.
You didn't say anything about this movie yet. You don't like it?
Not a fan. It feels so
Forced?
very forced. Generic?
It's just giving us the bare minimum.
Nothing about it is memorable.
This is the one to give us the bare minimum.
Keith
You remember the
David's
original
memorable.
trailer, right? How offensive that was?
No, I don't remember the controversy.
It was very buckwheat and...
Wasn't it just the frog asking for a kiss?
It was more the Firefly.
The Firefly's
Ah.
supposed to be a white guy, though.
White trash.
Yeah. He's supposed to be a hillbilly.
That's how they changed from that instead of being like the original mammoth kind of black guy. He was kind of Mitchell in the beginning. I'm telling you right now.
All right.
Like Dumbo Crow level almost.
Hmm.
I can't believe you actually managed to miss that. Tangled is next.
That Pixar.
No,
All right. Then we'll talk about.
I love that movie so.
I think it's really good.
It's Demi Moore and Zachary Levi. Great team.
It was fun to travel through in Kingdom Hearts.
Yes, it was.
Mother Gosnell is a pretty good villain.
I cannot stand the fact you weren't able to play with Rapunzel anymore at the end.
Yeah, that did piss me off.
But,
Glad
What
they
a
didn't
cute-
include her in that one mission.
yeah.
Because that would have just been trollish.
Ebony Fox, you never said anything.
Yeah, this movie's actually pretty good. I really don't have anything else to say about that. I don't remember it too much. I just remember Rapunzel and the kick-ass horse and how much of a laugh I got out of him.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember Mother Gospel being a pretty big bitch.
Mother Gothel?
Yeah, that bitch.
Yeah. Oh, she was. But there's the only thing I just can't get out of my mind right now.
What?
I just can't help but picture Flynn Rider shouting to them and getting the powers of the Greek Pantheon. Dude, you just imagine you had that in the movie and how he just wasted Mother Gothel?
Well, this came out like 10 years ago.
I know, I'm just saying, but still, just imagine that. Like Flynn with the powers of Shazam. I want a throne. I want a phone. This is nice. I want a phone.
What's next?
Really? Romeo and Juliet counts?
What?
What? That's not Disney.
I remember seeing that
It's
movie.
a Disney film done by Stars Animation. It counts, apparently.
I remember
Well, it doesn't
seeing that
count.
movie, but no.
Let's pretend it doesn't.
Oh, here's one we can pretend doesn't exist.
What?
Mars Needs Moms.
If we're going to pretend that doesn't
skip it.
exist.
Winnie the Pooh.
Winnie the Pooh.
It's the last traditionally animated film they ever did, and I'm pretty sure they're going to blame the fact that it was traditionally animated on it not doing well, and not the fact that it came out the same weekend as Harry Potter and Deathly Hallows Part 2.
Yeah, I do not remember
I've never even seen
seeing this one.
You probably didn't see it.
I
never
don't
even
think
saw this
I don't think I did.
I didn't see it in theaters. I saw it. I saw it when I recorded it off Stars later on. But just like everybody else, I went to see Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2 that weekend.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure no one here even heard of this one.
What?
Arjun, the Warrior Prince.
Nope,
Nope.
never heard of it.
Pause.
Are you even naming animated movies?
That is an animated movie. The Secret of Wings?
Is that another Tinkerbell movie?
Yes, it is.
No,
Yeah.
we said no Tinkerbell movies.
Frankenweenie?
I didn't see that.
Forgot about that.
Wreck-It Ralph.
Yeah, talking about Wreck-It Ralph.
You know what we're talking about. Wreck-It Ralph's great.
Yeah,
Yes, it is.
it's good.
It's essentially Toy Story for video games, and they set up really nice rules here for the video game world.
Oh boy.
Like you can't just if you leave your game, don't die. You can't respawn outside of your game. Glitches
Yeah.
can't leave their game. Sets up a lot of nice rules, and it follows them really well. There's even a whole plot point about somebody who left their game and completely ruined another one out of spite, and it was considered an awful, terrible thing, and he turned out to be the bad guy in this movie.
He went turbo.
Yeah, he going turbo.
Shifting a
That's it.
turbo. I'm sorry.
That the characters in this movie are very fun, fairly relatable people. Ralph's a very relatable guy. In this
I love
movie.
the supervillain therapy session.
Yeah, that is great.
I am bad, and that is good.
Wreck-It Ralph is just a great movie. What's the next movie? No, I know what the next movie is. I'm gonna bust your balls for this one.
Frozen.
Planes?
No.
No.
God, we're not doing planes, and we're not doing cars.
That movie wasn't even produced or made by Pixar. That was made by Disney to me.
Yeah, it was made by Disney to the people who make the terrible Disney sequels.
Okay. No. Big Hero 6.
Ah,
Wait,
here
wait,
we
wait,
go.
wait, no, wait.
No, he skipped over Frozen.
Oh, yeah, my bad. Yeah, Frozen.
You're bad, or did you do that on purpose?
No, that was actually my bad. I was just looking at planes and I read over it and the thing blocked it and I started reading the next line and I just completely missed it.
Yeah, because I remember when Frozen came out, because I had to sit in the upper corner of the theater.
It's gotta be the worst place to sit in a theater.
It is the worst place to sit in the theater.
Because everything's at an angle.
Yeah.
It's uncomfortable. So,
Like, we saw Shazam in a similar way. Not quite as bad, but
We still managed to get a good picture.
yeah.
yeah, which I know your thoughts about Frozen.
I really like Frozen. I think it's better than Tangled.
You know my thoughts about Frozen.
Yeah, I know your thoughts. So what's wrong with this movie, Tristan?
Real quick though, I think it's a fine movie, and it's very meme worthy. Go on.
I just can't wait for them to suffer a global warming catastrophe.
Why?
Why?
I hate every single Christmas.
Why?
Elsa the Bishop dished every single one of her royal duties because she couldn't handle her own power. Her parents were bitches because they weren't even actually trying to get her any actual help and just had her locked away. Anna's a ditz. The only good one was the Caribou and Sven. That was the only good one.
If I may, real quick. Parents locking her away and not trying to get her any help. There was another movie that did something similar like that. I believe it was Shrek.
Really, you're gonna use DreamWorks Shrek?
Yes.
Also Sleeping Beauty.
Yeah.
That's a very common fantasy fairy tale trope.
Thank you, Tyler.
Let's not mention the fact I hate the rewrites of this movie. You can easily tell she was meant to be the bad guy, but they just changed it at the last minute to Hans.
Hey,
you really can't.
dude.
I did!
Tristan. It's Disney. What did you expect?
Kids, this movie's for kids.
You really think they were going to make her the bad guy?
They decided to go the sisterhood route, which
They
is
also went
something
the
that
feminist
didn't.
route, too, in order to do so. Granted, I know they wanted
That
to have a
wasn't
strong
the
female
huge-
character, but clearly, my also
The movie's about them. It's about the sisterhood aspect. That's
yeah,
not
even
something we
before the
get in
feministic
Disney
stuff
movies.
happened, that was the
even
intention.
The part. One thing I would like to forgive about this movie is, yes, magic this, magic that, magic hitting the wolf all that. They never explain where she got the ice powers from.
Yeah. So it's
Mutation.
a fairy tale.
What was that even a thing?
Just call it mutation
It's a
or something.
fairy tale.
People get weird powers. Hey,
They literally
where
made-
the hell did Maleficent get her powers in Sleeping Beauty?
She was a fairy.
Was she really?
Yeah, she was originally written as a fairy.
Wow. I'm still calling it mutation.
No, I'm still gonna call it what it is. It's a fairy tale.
Blah,
Sometime-
blah, blah.
Also, you were
Also,
talking
the
about
fact that
shit
they
with
made her-
Hans.
Elsa is literally...
Where do the toys get the ability to live in Toy Story?
Why does Buzz freeze when he himself thinks that he is a real space ranger?
I'm not even going to bring out the Pixar theory about that one.
How does Superman have laser eyes?
And X-ray vision.
Right?
How do any superheroes that just magically have powers have powers? Guess what? It doesn't matter.
Also, the fact that fans, I know she's supposed to be, she's supposed to have magic powers. The thing is, she's literally based on the Snow Queen. The Snow Queen was always an evil bitch that was always trying to freeze everyone who comes to her domain. They literally made her the good guy.
No, they
really didn't.
Did anyone else read the Snow Queen?
No.
Yes, I have read the Snow
Then
Queen.
you know she was meant to be evil.
Even I know in this movie she was turned into an outcast.
Through
Yeah, she's not the protagonist of this movie.
No, Anna is.
Still, I don't like the fact they're trying to do that with Elsa. But is there any
Okay.
actual build up?
I don't like the fact that the story went in the direction it was intended to go.
And seriously, was there any actual build up for Hans just making that complete 180 in the end?
No. Well, I'm not forgiving every aspect of this.
Okay.
And what's your point? How does that
I
immediately make a movie bad?
I feel like that he's just basically saying that here the random changes they made to the source material is too inexcusable compared to other changes made to source
And
material.
Hercules wasn't?
We just got through ripping on Hercules.
No, I got through ripping on Hercules.
And did you hear me disagree with you?
I didn't
No.
hear you agree with me.
That's because I wanted to let you have your piece.
It also helps that Frozen's actually made by talented people who knew what they were doing. It wasn't just made so that they could get to the movie they actually wanted to make, like Hercules was.
And you also can't accept that this is trying to be its own thing as well, instead of being a direct adaptation.
You mean
I-
like
we
how you
must-
that was supposed to be his own thing with Hercules?
When it's pulling from mythology, that's something different.
Right, the mythology that's been staying for over thousands of years, and it couldn't keep to that. But yet, I'm the asshole in the sense of not of saying what he had his problems with Hercules is why I have Frozen.
Now, I didn't say you were an asshole. You're right in the fact that you're an asshole, but it's for completely other reasons. You said yourself that you were a bastard.
Yeah.
I still just don't see why you can't
I
accept
will
this
never
as its
like
own
this movie,
thing.
and no matter what you can say, I will never change my mind about this.
Fine. Tristan, you just need to acknowledge...
You need to stop bitching about it.
You just
He's not
need...
bitching about Hercules.
You just need to let it go.
I'm not going to attack him on that one because I know you were just trying to do.
Yeah. I was looping it back around to making the references that we've been doing throughout this
No, 'cause
podcast.
every single problem you have just brought up with this movie, I could bring up with Tangled. Immediately!
So
Why?
this is where the Frozen versus Tangled thing comes in.
Yeah,
They're very similar movies, except Frozen's better.
I highly doubt it. Especially
The only thing I'll agree with you on with Frozen is that the Frozen world in Kingdom Hearts 3 sucks.
Wait, guys,
remember that.
guys. I have an idea for this. Same way we're trying to do a DC debate, we can do a one-shot Disney debate where you guys argue Tangled and Frozen. How about that?
I'm a Moana person.
I can agree with there. I like Moana.
All right, we'll just do that and bring this to the next Disney movie
All right,
because
fine.
this
You
is
can love
probably
Frozen,
long
you can love
enough
Frozen,
as it
you can
is.
love Frozen. That's fine. Just let me love Tangled.
Yeah, I'm not saying you can't love Tangled.
No, I'm just saying. Let me have my Tangled.
I don't
let me have
bitch
your
about Tangled, though.
Frozen. Let me have my Tangled. Let me have your Frozen, and we'll just drop it.
Frozen's better.
I said, let's drop it.
Frozen 2 looks weird.
Hey, that's
Oh, Olaf.
Olaf's cool. What the fuck are you talking about? What's wrong with Olaf?
Why do you hate Olaf?
my little bastard.
He's
In the-
supposed to be.
Yeah, maybe in the extended stuff that they've released since.
Frozen Fever.
I hate that so much. I hate it so much. In the movie, when I first saw it,
Okay, you know
You're
what?
just super cynical about this movie for some reason.
I was going to bring this up later when we discuss the morals and messages in these Disney movies, but Tristan, take pride in the fact that when Elsa dies, Olaf is going to die too because the magic will be gone. He's literally taking pride in that fact. What is the next movie? Now that I've put a big smile on your face, tell us what the next movie is.
It's Big Hero 6.
I love Big Hero 6.
My brother loves Big Hero 6.
I
I
never-
don't care about Big
I
Hero
never
6.
seen Big Hero 6.
You didn't?
Nope, never did.
Oh, well, I guess we're not going to talk about it since I'm the only one
I don't see
who
why you,
has anything good to say
It's
about
kind
it.
of like the Iron Giant, but not nearly as good as the Iron Giant.
why do I think it's weird how they managed to make that its own thing, but yet it's still technically a Marvel property.
Yeah, that is weird.
Because that's literally supposed to be Japanese Avengers, Japanese X-Men.
Plus, it has its own TV show.
Yeah, the TV show's fun.
Mhm.
I like the TV show.
I love Baymax.
I like the world in Kingdom Hearts 3 until I realized that it was too contained and small.
It was a boring world for me, honestly.
It was fun in the story. When you go back to it,
All right.
not
I
so
just love the
much.
fact that Baymax is the big giant blow up doll.
Hello, I am Baymax, your personal healthcare companion.
And can we say that Hero, if Hero was a Pokemon, you know, Hero's brother, his older brother, he would be a fire ghost type.
Boo.
Too soon.
It's not too
Boo.
soon. That movie was over 5 years ago.
At least we know that he can be an immortal.
He'd be on a Alolan Marowak.
Oh my god.
Or a Chandelure. Or a Litwick.
No,
Or a
you
Lampin.
hit the nail on the head with the freaking Alolan Cubone.
Alolan Marowak.
Yeah, Marowak.
Pow.
Next.
He used explosion. Zootopia.
Huh.
Zootopia's really good.
I bet Tristan hates this movie,
I never saw the movie.
and I bet he's never going to see the movie.
I watched it eventually.
Willingly?
Yeah.
I don't
Zootopia's
believe
really good.
Considering his stance on the furry community,
It's about drugs.
shifty-eyed Tristan.
It's about drugs and drug trafficking. And racism.
I think we just got him to watch Zootopia. I like Zootopia.
What else can you say except you're welcome?
For the isle, it's the sun, the sky.
Yeah, this was a movie that kicked Aladdin off my top 5 Disney movies.
Can you just imagine if he was a Scorpion King?
We didn't
No.
even mention what we're talking about.
Moana.
Yeah.
There you go. You're welcome.
Again,
Moving
in the
on.
great debate of Tangled, Frozen, or Moana, I'm a Moana guy.
Wait, really? That's a part of the debate?
Yes.
Why?
Because they're all princess movies, technically.
Oh, right.
That's true.
I love Moana.
They also all kind of have a theme to them. Tangled Spring, Frozen's Winter,
Moana
Moana
Summer.
Summer.
So does that mean we're going to get another one that's going to represent fall?
That everybody is hoping for something like that.
I didn't really hope not Lena with Avalor because she was really built up to be like that, but she only had a TV show.
It
Huh.
was probably only ever meant to be a TV show.
I know, I'm just saying though. But finally, we get a Latina princess, and she's the one that gets the TV show, not even a full feature film.
Moana's great.
Yeah, she is.
Moana is fantastic.
Yeah.
It's a delightful movie.
How can you not like this movie?
By the way, can I have that my DVD back?
It's Blu-ray. I don't
What
know why.
would we do wrong if we ate?
Because you wanted to watch it.
I had already seen it.
Would it be
Then
wrong
you
if
could've told me
had,
that.
if you ate Hawaiian pork chops while you watched the movie?
I
And
don't-
with pineapple chicken.
I'm not sure what you're asking here.
He's
Look-
basically doing the same thing we did with eating steak, watching Home on the Range, and venison with Bambi, because there's a chicken and a pig in this movie.
So, chicken and pig are delicious.
Yeah, but would you be wrong for eating them while watching the movie?
Not really.
Not really as bad as
Because
Bambi.
they try
and
to
venison.
eat that. Because Maui's trying to eat the chicken all the time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. A really spacey chicken.
Voiced by Mr. Nobody, by the way.
I hope he was paid really well by the Clark.
chicken.
I hope he was really paid well by
Alan
Clark.
What's next after Moana? Because it's just great. Go watch it.
Yeah, because we're also running out of time to talk about things.
Pretty.
Your favorite movie?
Are you?
The best moral in it of all these movies so far?
Oh, you're not being sincere, are you?
No, I am not.
Wreck-It Ralph 2?
Break the internet.
Oh boy.
Oh, God.
Okay.
So remember everything good I said about Wreck-It Ralph 1? Throw it all out the window. Because this movie certainly does.
All right. Real quick though, is there anything after Wreck-It Ralph?
No, that came out last year.
All right. Cool. Then we can slide right into it after you rip this movie a new one. Go right ahead.
So you remember all those rules that the first movie set up? Like, don't die when you leave game.
They bring
Don't destroy. Don't try to enter or become a part of another game. You know, all that stuff. They break all of them.
Just like they broke the internet.
They barely even break the internet, really. It's like, 'cause you remember how that was such a big deal that Ralph can't die
Yeah.
in Candy Crush? Or, I can't even remember the stupid game's name now.
Sugar Rush.
Yeah, Sugar Rush?
Yep.
Yeah, well, when Penelope leaves her game to go join this other game, which that was also supposed to be a bad thing, that all of a sudden is a good thing, and is now
Easy to
accepted. Not only easy to do, but it's cheered and accepted, and it's a good thing that she did that. Despite the fact that it was a horrible, terrible thing that happened in the first movie.
Go Turbo.
No, not only can she just leave her game and invade another one, essentially, which said game isn't going to last more than a year in the servers because it's just a stupid online browser game, essentially.
Basically.
It's like... But they can just add her... The characters in the game can just add her code to the game, apparently.
Yeah.
So that when she dies in the game, which she will, because it's a
How would she
stupid
die?
death race game,
She'll die in real life.
she'll respawn now. That takes all the tension out of Wreck-It Ralph 1.
If they can they shouldn't even be able to change code. They're from arcade machines.
That changes all of the tension.
You notice that Felix was barely in this movie too?
Felix wasn't in the movie at all, more or less.
I like
It's like,
Fix
no,
and
they
Felix,
set up
though,
a plot line that they can follow with them,
which would have been more interesting.
and then they don't do anything with it. And don't get me started on all the messages this movie teaches children.
Alright, go right into the messages.
First off, they show the dark web at all. in a kids movie. They show children that the dark web, the seedy underbelly of the internet that has all sorts of illegal activity on it, is easily accessible. They show that to kids.
That's right, kids.
And they don't really say that it's a bad thing either.
It is a bad thing, but it's...
And the big message, the basic message this movie teaches you, it's totally okay to trust a stranger you just met on the internet if they act all nice to you. Oh, and here's a better thing. Penelope's like a kid, and the person she's trusting is essentially an adult.
Yeah. Pedophilia?
I'm not saying pedophilia. What I am saying is that that's something that is taught in schools not to do. Remember the MySpace...
You're talking about your parents.
Remember...
Taught by JonTron. Bad touch, stranger danger.
Remember the MySpace days? When schools would tell everybody, don't go into online chat rooms.
Yeah.
Don't just talk to people. Don't give out information. Don't give out your name. Anything. This movie doesn't follow that at all. You're totally allowed to do. That's a good thing. That's a positive, empowering thing to do.
You remember that news report I told you about, right?
No, and we're not talking about it here.
Oh, come on, it's perfect.
No, we're talking about Disney.
It fits in with the lesson this movie was trying to teach kids.
And here's the other thing. They make Ralph essentially a needy little bitch.
Yeah.
It's like he goes from being relatable to just being kind of a douche.
Desperate.
Yeah, he's desperate. He's incredibly desperate. And then they make him look like the bad guy for it, even though he's technically right that Penelope should not go to the stupid death race game just because she wants to. Because that would ruin so many things with her arcade game. Because remember, people like playing as her. You think they're just gonna all of a sudden not notice that she's gone?
Yeah, what happened to that?
That might actually ruin the experience for some people, and they might not want to play that game anymore. They might just unplug that arcade game. Didn't think of that, did you little... Or how about the fact that the impetus for this movie is all her fault?
It is.
Don't try to say, no, it's Ralph's fault because he shouldn't have made a new track for her in the middle of her race. She's the one who disobeyed player control to go try it out immediately instead of waiting until they were off duty.
Yeah, that's like in the middle of doing construction work, you just get the stupid idea to do hopscotch with your jackhammer. Do that in your spare time, and then get fired for it.
Oh, and want to talk about the YouTube comment or the comment scene when he goes into the comment room because it's the internet? What a wuss! He gets the weakest ass comments I've ever seen. And so many YouTubers who reviewed this movie were like, oh, that's such a bold move. No!
It's not even remotely.
The only way that would have been a bold move is if this movie was rated R.
Yeah.
There is nothing about those comments that screams anything but, it's just stupid 2-year-olds commenting nice words, essentially. Because, this is a YouTube channel. We get quite a few terrible comments.
Yeah, just go right to our reaction videos and see what everyone's saying down there. Or even better, the High School DxD Boost compilation. There is still an ongoing flame war in that. I think so. I haven't looked at it.
There are some truly disgusting comments. This movie doesn't actually touch on any of them. And here's the best part of that is that he goes in there and then it means nothing for the rest of the movie. It's just there to say, oh yeah, you internet comments are terrible.
That's it.
That's all it's there for. It doesn't add anything to the movie. So I know for a fact there's another thing I wanted to point out. but then you paused and it derailed me.
Sorry. We were running low on space.
Trying to give me a minute.
So, just go ahead and pull that, the list that I sent you back up, and we'll just do a couple of things quickly there. When we brought up...
Oh yeah, spam mail.
Oh yeah! Trust spam.
Yeah, trust spam mail. It's your friend.
It's not.
I remember exactly what I wanted to bring up now. How out of touch this movie is.
It's dated.
No, it was dated immediately because none of the memes that they put in this movie are relevant. Nor have they been relevant in like 10 years. Goat face? No, the goat screaming. What?
What?
Oh, yeah.
No.
I remember those.
Yeah, goat screaming. Bees?
My God.
No, just bees.
What?
Unboxing videos? Yeah, that's still a popular thing, but... What?
What?
Rickrolling! This movie ends on a rickroll. I haven't seen people rickroll anybody in like 12 years.
Yes. Quiet up there.
So this movie is dated, has a horrible message, and turns the characters from likable to despicable.
It also completely disregards all the rules which set up in the first movie, completely breaking any kind of world building.
While they barely broke the internet. As far as I knew, the internet was broken when they got there.
Not to mention how this movie does not know how viral videos work. Because it's like he's getting like 10 to 100 million views on these videos within 8 hours. That takes... No, even viral videos take years to get 10 million views.
Also, who says breaks the internet anymore? When's the last time you actually really heard anyone actually really say that and mean it?
I've never heard anybody say it.
I thought wrecks the internet would have been better.
Yeah, no, they did, because apparently breaks the internet was a thing that people said.
Like this photo,
Like maybe 7 years ago. This movie's written by a ton of out-of-touch old people.
Yeah.
So, old white guys?
Yeah.
Oh, really? Well, most likely, but old people nonetheless.
Alright. Now, swinging from the messages, basically trust strangers online.
Strangers are the best candy, kids.
But it's trying to be a whole, be true to yourself, follow your dreams.
Learn to let go, I guess?
How?
See, those would have been good had they not done the whole I'm listening to a stranger who says nice things to me on the internet.
Falsehood. Completely false. Not a good message.
No, this movie would have been way more believable if Gal Gadot's character turned out to be a bad guy.
That would have been better.
Yeah, we know what's going to happen. It's going to be some evil man.
No,
yeah,
in this case, the evil man's Ralph.
Want to talk about the Disney princesses?
Oh, yeah. I thought that was the best part of the movie.
No, and even that, then it's incredibly pandering. And honestly kind of terribly written because they put them in t-shirts and sweatpants.
I find it's really they all were enjoying, the actual gowns and everything.
They were. They
And then
changed.
Penelope made them wear t-shirts and sweatpants.
Oh, yeah, because they aren't like the other girls.
Yep.
Well,
Which immediately makes them like all the other girls.
pretty much.
Yeah. Now,
They do make a nice jab at, what's the girl from Brave's name?
Merida?
Yeah, Merida. When she's talks Irish and I think it's something kind of violent. And the other princess is yes, Scottish. And she says something, it's kind of violent, I think. But then the other princesses are like, don't listen to her. She's from the other studio.
Yeah, because I thought that was Pixar.
Yeah, it is Pixar.
All right. So, you got the list up, Tris?
Yeah, I got the list.
All right. Real quick, because some of these other movies had messages that...
Oh, no, don't forget that they save Ralph by putting him in a dress.
Oh, yeah, that's, I don't know how to feel about that.
I think part of my brain just popped.
That's my statement. Part of Tristan's brain just popped.
Yeah, the more I've thought about this movie, the more I realize this should have been on my top 10 worst of last year.
It was.
It wasn't.
It wasn't?
No.
Could have sworn it was number 9.
You're thinking of Jurassic World.
Oh, right.
Lion Kingdom.
Yep.
Alright, we got Princess and the Frog, Lion King,
All right.
Lion King 2, Lion King 1.5, Bambi, Mulan, Empress of the Groove, Raymaster Detective, Little Mermaid, Hush
The only thing we
Yeah.
haven't talked about that's on that list is the Disney sequels.
Yeah.
Besides, you don't have to go down the list. We'll just grab a couple random movies and talk about some of the other tones and messages they might have.
Okay.
Like with Cinderella, what's the basic message there? I guess believe in your dreams.
Dreams come true if you're a good person.
For me, the message there was that men are idiots.
I don't even want to talk about messages.
Not after this.
No, I think I've gone on a bit long enough.
I think he fried himself.
I think he did
I
find himself.
hate Wreck-It Ralph too.
Yeah, he fried himself.
Hmm.
His brain went turbo.
Really hate Wreck-It Ralph too.
Should we save messages for another time then, or just like a shorter video?
Yeah.
For whenever we talk about these movies individually, and we actually go into detail other than I like it.
Honestly, messages would just be one quick, maybe 5-10 minute video.
Well, messages tend to be huge parts of movies.
Alright, and I'm still gonna bring it up since you brought it up with Wreck-It Ralph 2.
What?
News story. In the UK, kids actually going out to meet a chicken nugget.
Yeah.
What?
Some predator was masquerading online as a freaking chicken nugget. And there was maybe like a dozen kids actually went out and actually meet said chicken nugget.
Not that he had chicken nuggets.
That he was
It
a chicken nugget.
chicken nugget.
Literally. A chicken nugget. Just a profile. That was masquerading as a chicken nugget. So those same kids. And they were actually going out to meet him.
That just goes to show how stupid people are.
I'm thinking like if these kids are actually
Just
dumb.
to show how terrible parenting is.
Yeah, if these kids, it's horrible to say, but it's honestly true. If these kids actually dumb enough to go out and meet a chicken like they meet online, they kind of earned that picture on the back of the milk carton.
I'm just not gonna give him any credit towards that and just not say anything.
Same.
It's Darwinism in action. They're obviously too weak to survive.
Okay.
Alright, well, I know how
So, do you want to talk about those terrible Disney sequels?
They were pretty much frowned upon from the start, so I don't know.
we can talk about that later in a spin-off video.
I guess. We would just need a long list of Disney sequels.
We'd have to watch them.
Or just look up reviews or synopses.
Probably just watch them. That's the best way to form an opinion on something.
Alright, fine, just bring this up. I like Lion King 2 and 1.5, and I like the other Aladdin sequels. That is just about that. You guys?
Lion King 2 and Aladdin 2. Or Aladdin 3.
Cinderella 3.
Oh yeah, Cinderella 3 is good.
Gosh. Well, not really technically a full, legit, real sequel. Miles Return, Crocs in the Groove, I loved.
Mm-hmm.
And Return Jafar and King of Thieves.
Alright.
I just really wish that King of Thieves may actually stick with the original premise and actually just confirm that Mozart and Aladdin are blood brothers.
Cool.
Yeah, that was the original thing they're actually going for. Instead of his father actually going to confirm that Mozart is Aladdin's brother.
Rewrites are a good thing.
I need to find a physical copy of King of Thieves. Regardless, I'm pretty sure that we'll just end up discussing the messages of these Disney movies at another date. But maybe we'll just make that a hidden part 3 later down the line, which will probably not follow after part 2 next week. So, we will catch you guys next week when we discuss the live-action remakes and movies of that caliber from Disney.
You mean all, like, one of them we've actually seen each? Plus The Lion King, which we will actually go see, because for some reason we're stupid.
You guys have fun with that one. It does not interest me.
Now we gotta drag you through it.
No, you're seeing it with us. Well, we'll sort that out off microphone, I guess. So, with that said and done, thanks for listening to us rambling about, I guess, the bright side of Disney, which kind of ended with a rant. With that said and done, I am the Guardian, and we have the Entertainment Freak, who broke his brain talking about Wreck-It Ralph 2.
Not getting hassled, not getting hustled. Keeping your head above water.
And the Professor, who is broken singing what I don't know at the moment.
Good times.
So, yeah, I guess we'll just catch you guys at the next LAPcast. Thanks for watching.
Good time.
Thanks for listening. We'll catch you guys next time.